I'm in Cancun having a
That,
ball
that's fantastic. How long have you been there?
since Saturday.
It
I'm here
looks,
for my
uh,
daughter's 20th anniversary. We've been having a ball.
that's fantastic. It looks amazing.
It's
Uh,
beautiful. It is.
I've never been to Cancun, so sounds like I'm gonna need to go.
Yes, you would love it. Absolutely. You would.
So so today I'd love to have our listeners, our viewers, get to know you a little bit. So can you start by just telling us a little bit about yourself and about what you do?
So, first of all, I would like to say that I'm a child of God. I'm a self healer through self love coaching. You know, somebody always say, what do? You give your titles. But I realize that I'm a transformer. I'm someone that God has put on this earth to help people love themselves and show them how to go back and dig deep to the core. I had to do that. So that's what I really do. I do addictions, and that addiction is love addiction, codependency. I do addictions with drug addictions. So I do mental health behaviors. Um, I do sort of those things, help people understand what's going on with them when they have problems with depression, anxiety, or just feel like they're not going to make it any longer. So that's a lot of what I do for
That's
today.
powerful. That's really powerful stuff. How did you get into this work?
Well, it started with me because I realized I was in toxic relationships and couldn't understand why. So when I started digging deep, and then I found a psychotherapist called Ross Rosenberg is his name, and he's from Chicago. He taught me self-love deficit disorder, which means codependency, and he taught me the tools and the stages to go through to go to self-healing. Then working in the prison with all the women that Dayton Correctional Institution, I realized a lot of these women were in there because of relationships. So that made me even dig deeper and start my program. And I left the prison just so I can branch out and help women and men who don't understand why they're connected to toxic relationships.
You know, I think it's really powerful when we call codependency an addiction, you know, a love addiction or a person addiction, because it is that, right? We get addicted to the cycles. We get addicted
Absolutely.
to the highs and the lows that a
Absolutely.
toxic relationship, and it's powerful to talk about it that way. I mean, because the brain chemistry really is the same, right? I
It
need the
is. It
fix
is.
of this
Absolutely.
person.
Absolutely. When I treat a lot of my clients who are co-addicted, which means they may be on a drug and they also are addicted to that person, they'll say, Dr. Rhonda, I can let go of that drug because I can write them Suboxone to block that blocker, but I can't write them a Tim, a Bob, or a John. So that addiction is harder to get off of, to stop until they go through the healing process. Understand that brokenness connects brokenness. Understand why I'm this way, why I was given this template, but now I'm healing to be an adult, and then I'm going to coach and love my inner child so we can connect and be whole. And that's one of the most important things that they have to understand. Very
I
important.
feel, I feel like that can be a huge wake up moment for people to realize that
Ooh,
you know, addiction to this person or addicted to people in general, or the idea of being in these chaotic relationships, um, you know, just to be able to see it as that, right?
right.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely, Bridget. And so, Bridget, what I did recently is I started a circle called Our Sisters Keepers because we as sisters have to connect and help heal each other. We pray for each other. Today would be my third class, and I mean, it's growing bigger and bigger. Um, so what we're going to even do at your workshop is I have some clients that's been with me for a while on the healing journey, and we're going to do a skit. We're going to let people know, look, these are the three stages that every relationship goes through. And they're going to act it out. One's going to be the narcissist, one's going to be the codependent. We're going to go through those three stages, which is the love stage, the induction phase where the mask is on. And then the second stage is the evaluation. And the third is discard because people will see themselves in these relationships because they're very common. And then the last stage, we will show them how to go within and heal their inner child because that's what's so important. That's how we become whole.
So, so let's talk about that. Why is it so critical that we heal our inner child in order to show up differently in relationships with other people?
because healing our inner child, we dig deep into our childhood. A lot of us are codependent, even narcissists. There's reasons we're that way. As a child, those things are given to us as our template. So as we grow older, we take it into adulthood thinking it's normal until you get tired and sick and tired of going through these relationships. So then you say, okay, tell me what has really happened here. And I always say, hey, it's not a blame or shame game, it's a change game. We got to change who we are. We're not blaming our parents because they only gave us what they could give us. So what I do is teach them, okay, this is something you have learned. Doesn't mean it's right. Let's go dig to the core, find out what has happened, and then connect with your inner child. And your inner child is your core. It's the spirit that God has given us. So we mother those kids back to wholeness, because if not, Bridget, we continue in those relationships over and over and over until they drain us dry. So it's so important that we do connect with our inner child.
I love that you call it the change game instead of the blame game. Like that resonates.
Absolutely.
I think blaming keeps us in victim mode. And this idea of we're going to love our inner child to change our own behavior in order to have the life that we want is
Right.
it's so empowering, right? It's so empowering to recognize that we have agency in changing the patterns of our lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of people say, if it wasn't for my mother, if it wasn't for my father, we can't do that. We got to change our next generation because we don't want this to keep cycling and cycling.
Mm.
The only way we can change it is to change us and to help others.
So powerful. Can you talk a little bit more about the circles that you're creating that are growing and how
Sure.
maybe get involved?
I even bought, I don't know if you can see this, but I even bought a little pamphlet with me. So with this, it's called Our Sisters Keepers, and it's a Zoom class. I also go into different places, but mostly Zoom. And I got people in Cleveland, Lorraine that are coming on. And so what we do is we talk about healing. We talk about how we must recognize this love trap. We talk about the different things that we're going to be talking about. Codependency, what is it? We talk about wholeness versus brokenness. And these women, the first class, I was so outdone because it was supposed to be an hour. It went for two. They didn't want to stop because they were telling their stories, and other ladies were sitting there saying, "Me too." So I think it's just going to be powerful. I want this to go global. I'm gonna pass out some things here so we can all get on Zoom and share this around the world. Narcissistic Abuse Day started June 1st, 2016, and a lot of people don't know about it, but it's a worldwide awakening. Women are learning, oh my God, this is why I'm attracted to that. And I always tell people on Zoom, you don't have to talk, you don't have to do anything, but just listen. Because sometimes we're so ashamed and embarrassed, we don't want to tell our stories. But if we can resonate and say, you too, it'll help us feel like we're not alone. So that's why I started that, Our Sisters Keepers, Healing in a Circle.
That's so incredibly powerful. I am in addition to TTT, I also am a storyteller. And over and over again, I get to witness the power of sharing our personal stories and the impact that it has on people either saying, "Oh my gosh, me too," or people saying, "That is not an experience that I've had. Thank you for, expanding my awareness by sharing." And so I think this is an incredible gift that you are giving to women to have the opportunity to not feel alone. I think a lot of times
Absolutely.
we can feel alone in this in these patterns of behavior and even sometimes we end up in therapy, but still we
That's
feel
right.
very alone,
That's
right?
right.
And so I think this Sisters Keeper program that you're creating is so incredibly powerful because we need one another. We really do.
Yes, we do. We do. We do. And what I tell them too, Bridget, is when I was going through my healing, I didn't have anyone. And when I would call, the first thing they ask is, it's $1,000 a month. It's for 12 months. Not, are you suicidal?
Mm.
Are you depressed? None of that. None of that. Nobody cared. So when I decided to develop the program the guy gave me, I made sure that I accept insurances, all of them, because a lot of people can't afford it. And if they don't, I'm still there to talk and pray. People call me at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm there. But while I'm teaching these sisters, they can be there for each other. And then what I'm going to do with this, because I have a school called the Academy of Hope Foundation, I'm going to provide a certificate with my facilitators and pay them under the state of Ohio to help me get this word out here, because we need a whole lot of people to help.
This is some real community building. This is real, genuine community building. So how can people find you? Where can they go to get involved?
They can find me on my Instagram, my Facebook. I have a website called selflovedoctor.com. I have a new website that I'll give to you and put in there too that this girl just did for me. But www.renewedhealthcare.com is one of the ways. And I'll put some information on my website and Instagram for more information that I have coming on how to do that. And then I think I put this on Facebook, and it has my number and stuff on there too.
Awesome.
For that.
So where can people, what's your, how do they find you on Facebook?
Under Dr. Rhonda Smith.
Dr. Rhonda Smith on Facebook.
And on Instagram, Divine Core Transformation.
Divine Core Transformation on Instagram. Renewed Healthcare, is that on
www.renewedhealthcare.com.
That's fantastic. So everyone should go and check it out, especially if you're looking to heal in community. Do you mind if we just take a moment and just give a teaser of what people can expect from you at the conference? Don't give away too much. We want them to come and experience for themselves. But
so it's going to be so exciting because we're going to be talking about the definitions of these. You know, people always say narcissist. We're going to be talking about what a narcissist is. There's different types. Not only that, we're going to act it out. We want you to see how powerful this is. People that have healed is going to be doing skits. We're going to be taking off the mask. And then you're going to be able to know what these 3 stages are because they're in every toxic relationship. It's going to be powerful. I'm excited.
I am excited too. So what if that sounds a little bit scary to me? What would you say to the people?
This is what I would say. Whenever you heal, it's scary and it's painful, but it's worth the purpose that you were put on this earth for. Fear is real, but healing is real also. And healing is not easy. Healing is painful, but it's so worth the purpose. Once you decide to fly and be free, it's nothing like it.
Yeah.
But what I will say also, Bridget, is they will be able to see it's just not me feeling this way, because all of these women that is going to be helping me in this skit has been through it, and they're ready for people to see that.
So I think that's really powerful, is that not only are the participants going to be able to learn and participate, but they're going to get the opportunity to see people who are on the other side, to experience the stories of women who have gone through the difficult parts of healing, right?
Right.
And I have to say, I think it's so fitting that you're sharing your purpose and your passion with us from Cancun, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
It's like it's a wonderful metaphor for the healing, right?
Absolutely.
For creating the life that you want for yourself.
Absolutely. That's what's important. And we're going to be doing retreats. So I'm here looking at things to see where we can go as sisters keepers from year to year, doing big retreats, having fun, being free.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So people definitely should be following you. It sounds like you've got some bigger things coming up.
Yep, we do. We do.